wasn't on OnlyFans.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. We got a monster episode for you because we're going to dive into this chick who blew all the guys on the Suns, and then we got Adam22 from No Jumper to come on the show and give us an exclusive talking about the fallout from that moment. I mean, that's one of the bigger viral moments, like, I think, in a long time. Like, when I saw that, I was like, that is going to be a fucking story. It was number one on our site. It's like still. So like,
really?
Yeah, it's been like 48 hours of just at the top, like constantly. I haven't heard of a...
That's always scary when you're still number one.
Yeah,
because you're like, what did
I do? Yeah.
Like,
I don't like when my blogs go number one. I'm like, just stay in like the 3 range.
Remember when the Zola story went viral?
Zola the whore,
and it was Zola and her whore friend was my fucking headline. I was like, I'm gonna delete this. Get this off the website. I can't believe I said, oh, whore friend.
But I'll tell you what, right now, I'm comfortable saying Celina and her whore friends. Yeah. Celina Powell is if you haven't seen the clip, which is borderline impossible right now if you listen to podcasts and you're on the internet, 2 girls went on this podcast called No Jumper, and she talked about how on her birthday she blew 7 of the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker went first, and then Trey Songz peed on her. Different occasions.
Wait.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I missed the Trey Songz part.
Oh, yeah. See, that's how crazy this is. When you say on a podcast that a superstar R&B singer pissed on you, and that's the after
secondary.
Effect. Yeah. So she said that Trey Songz, listen to this, bro. Trey Songz, like, they fucked, and then afterwards, she was like in the bathroom, I'm assuming like cleaning up or whatever, and he just like barged in the bathroom and like unleashed it on her. Like, surprise. Like,
was she on the toilet?
I don't know. She didn't go that deep, but she said that this is like his move. She alleges that like he has a propensity for this, and he does it to like all the girls he has sex with.
Well, I'll pee on you in the shower because it's funny. Like, I'll pee on your leg. Like, it's just a funny joke. I mean, that's something I used to do in high school. Like,
would you pee on a person sexually?
No, I don't think so.
If they asked, if they wanted,
if they asked, sure.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. Like,
no skin off my ass.
I will draw. I would not do anything beyond that. But if you want to pee on you,
I don't think there's anything I would not do. Like,
would you be one of the 7?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Why
you
not?
think so? I don't think I would do that.
No, I don't give a shit.
Really?
Yeah.
You could just sit there being like, I'm 5th in line. I've got like, a solid like 35 minutes to go.
Was she going in order, or did she just like sucking like was it like a blow bang, or was it like get in line?
I think the way she referred to it, she said Devin Booker went first. I think that means like I sucked his dick to completion and then I moved on. That's how I pictured it.
That's just not the way you should blow 7 dicks.
What's the most efficient way to suck 7 dicks,
right,
John?
Like it's fucking all at once. Like, I've seen enough videos and films on pornographic websites to know.
You just kind of
like this is how the professionals do it.
Yeah.
They fucking get a bunch of them going.
Yeah,
they got hands going and mouths going.
I always love the guys in the back who are just
crazy.
like resting on your shoulder. It's like, I'm next in line. There's not a hand or a hole available, so I'm just gonna leave it on your clavicle.
I've seen that. Like I've seen guys
like tapping them on your
head.
head.
They like to fuck him in the slap the foot.
Or the one guy who just reaches down and just like squeezing his tit while he's trying to get hard. Like, that to me is always so funny. You're enough of a professional that you're at a blow bang and you're getting your dick hard and you're like, I want to squeeze a titty.
Bro,
like you're in 7th grade, you know?
It's insane.
That's gonna get you hard.
You're fucking a person with 3 dicks in them at this moment.
And you got to pinch your nipple.
And a nipple is what's gonna get you going. Like,
ridiculous. I'm so happy you're on the same page. I always watch that. Like, grow up. Yeah. Grow up. Unreal, man. I mean, that to me, I think not since the Vikings like sex boat has there been like a team-wide sex scandal. Nothing. I don't think I've ever heard of anything this like explicit.
No. I agree with that.
I wonder how the last couple days has gone for Devin Booker at the Jenner residence.
Oh, are they dating again?
Yeah.
They're back?
Dude, he got out of the bubble and went right to Nobu in Malibu with Kendall Jenner, and he was like, I'm fucking tonight. Like, the day they got, and the Suns kind of got screwed. They went 8-0 in the bubble, but couldn't make it.
Yeah, but he didn't get screwed. He should have been better in the regular season.
Yes, agreed. But I said that there should have been like the commissioner comes in and just says, fuck it, new rule for Corona. There's a play-in game for the play-in game to reward the team who went 8-0 and like laid their dick on the line, But I love that he just was like I was thinking about, you know, the Blazers make the playoffs, and like I'm sure he said goodbye to Dame and was like, yo, like good luck, like go fucking try to knock off the number 1 seed Lakers with LeBron. I'm gonna go fuck Kendall Jenner. And I bet some of the guys on the Blazers were like, yeah, thanks, man.
I guess I gotta fucking.
I gotta keep doing my job, you know. But yeah, like
because guess what? You don't make more money for the playoffs. I guess actually you do. I think I never knew that,
maybe?
But there are
maybe bonuses and
I think
there
there are bonuses. I mean, they're not crazy bonuses, but
a little more.
But
I mean,
like,
but at that point,
it's all based on regular season. I actually wonder that. Like, do you get paid during the playoffs? Because that was like you only get paid during the season,
right?
Like off season, you
can't possibly. It probably has to just be negotiated like separately as a part of your contract. But I think your base has to be regular season because you might not make the playoffs ever.
Yeah.
I wonder though, like, you think that Kendall Jenner is like Devin? Want to explain this? Do you think that he's just like, this never fucking happened? Like, I'm fucking. You're a runway model, like royalty. You think I'm fucking this like hoe?
Oh, I'd fuck that girl in a heartbeat.
Definitely. But I'm saying
I'd be number 7. Fine. I'd be number 8, dude. I don't care.
Yo.
I want that girl to suck my dick.
Could you imagine if you were number 8? If it's 7 Phoenix Suns and then John Henry Feitelberg? He's like, what up, Dev? What up, Book? You know, I'll see you in 40 minutes.
I just came by because I heard a commotion. You guys doing it here? Oh, all right, yeah.
That chick definitely will suck the soul out of your dick, no doubt. So let's keep it moving here. Today's show is brought to you by American Home Shield. Sure, that fits the conversation right now. And I'm going to throw an even bigger curveball involving Stephen Che. I bet you didn't think you'd hear about blow bangs and Stephen Che in the same sentence. But yet here we are. So American Home Shield is it's like
I'm very excited
insurance for all the shit in your house that you might break or that you might not know how to fix. And Stephen Che uses it for his home. And I feel like Stephen Che is like a smart dude.
Yeah.
He's the guy who's like, you know, like, can you help me with my taxes? Can you, like, you know, help me figure out this problem? He's a producer. He's a smart guy. If he thinks to use American Home Shield to make sure that his appliances and boilers and refrigerators and, you know, the heavy duty shit that, you know, when it breaks, it's like, I can't fix this and it's going to cost me like thousands of dollars to replace. Well, the good news is you basically got this insurance plan for all the things in your house.
I can't speak highly enough about insurance. It is the smartest thing. I feel
the
like
Feitelberg Empire, right?
There are two things. I'm not. Yes, but there are two things. I'm like two camps. I feel like where one either like you've never needed insurance in your whole life and you think it's a racket and you don't care about it.
Yeah, you're betting against yourself. Fuck it, I don't need it.
Or
you've lived life and you know you need it.
You need it.
Yeah,
and like you've had it. It saved your ass, dude. I would literally still be like. It saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars because I destroyed 3 apartments one day.
When you left that water running, right?
I didn't leave the water. The toilet was just broken.
Right.
It wasn't my fault.
It would have been on you.
I just flushed the toilet and I walked out and I left for the weekend. And I got a call Sunday morning from my landlord being like, "What the fuck are you doing up there?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. No one's home."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Water is raining down into like other apartments," and they were like, "It's hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage," and.
Not for me.
I was like, here's my insurance agent. Talk to them. I literally never heard about it ever again.
Right.
That was it.
That's it. And like stuff like this where, I mean, my house used to flood. We had like a boiler problem. I was like, I don't know how to fucking deal with a broken boiler. And guess what? Like that's a big one. That's a big one to have in the middle of the winter when you have kids and shit. So if you are a new homeowner or you're not too handy or you're worried about, you know, big things going wrong and being stuck on the hook for it, that's what American Home Shield does. Right now, you can go to AHS, that's the acronym American Home Shield, ahs.com/KFC, and you can save $50 off any plan. They got their satisfaction is covered, 30-day workmanship guarantee. If you have an issue with any of the repairs or any of the components, they'll send a contractor back out for free. And like I said, right now, you can get $50 off for our listeners when you go to ahs.com/KFC. So not to spoil anything from the Adam22 interview, but he did mention that this girl, Aliza, is in the past 2 days has made tens of thousands of dollars on OnlyFans. And I am officially resentful of OnlyFans.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think it's high time we get into the OnlyFans
We've
game.
definitely fucking dipped our toe in the water a little bit. Like, we're joking about it and shit.
I think it's going to happen. Like, at this point, the joke's gone too far that it's going to be like, LOL, we actually did it. You going to sign up?
Yeah.
Like, how about this? I said, so, okay, let me back up. Why I'm resentful is like, I fucking work like a dog putting out dumb content all day. I have like 60 podcasts. I do these videos. I do radio, live streams, and I make a fraction of what like just like an average hoe will make. A sort of slutty, sort of pretty girl will like quintuple me up in like a week.
Oh, well, I mean, I know girls who are on OnlyFans who make upwards of $20,000 a month. They're not ugly people. They're no, it's not like they gave up. They decided to pursue OnlyFans instead of becoming like famous actresses.
Right.
It's
It was
like,
either this or like, I work in PR and make like 30 grand a year. How about I make 30 grand a month now?
OnlyFans, because no matter what, you have a built-in base because everyone from your hometown is going to sign up.
Yep.
Like
when
if
you
I
find
found
out that
there was
the hot girl from high school,
any girl from high school, I want to see her
Done.
naked.
Absolutely.
I want to see. If I've met you before, I want to see you naked.
100%. I'll watch your sex tape. I want to see what you look like. And then once you're signed up, you're signed up. You're not canceling.
Right. I don't know how to cancel.
As The Rocket said, he's like, you got to call like the Prince of Egypt to get out of this. I'm like, do your thing, girls. I honestly think OnlyFans is the great equalizer. You bitches have been complaining about a fucking glass ceiling and a wage gap your whole lives. Just get on OnlyFans. You'll make more money than any guy out there, period. All you got to do is be like moderately attractive. Maybe, again, not even really. Just be like a little bit slutty, a little bit mysterious.
You don't have to do anything. You can take fucking naked pictures just standing in a mirror, doing nothing. You don't have to be playing with your vagina. You don't have to fucking
But it helps, though.
Oh, yeah, but like I want to see, if I met you, I want to see you naked.
Right.
100%.
Right.
100%. I will, any girl from my hometown, I want to see you naked.
Yeah.
Any girl I went to high school with, I want to see you naked. Any guy I went to high school with.
I will watch anybody fuck. I watched Dave Portnoy fuck. I hate the guy. I think he's unspeakably ugly, and I watched him fuck. I'll watch anybody do anything sexual, and I will probably pay for it.
Okay, well then I'm going to get on OnlyFans.
So
We kind of discussed this a little bit today.
I mean, I said to you, like, enough fucking around, enough joking around, put your money where your mouth is. How many people would you need to get? And we started, or how many people could you get, too, was the conversation. And we threw out the number of 10,000 subscribers. And I tweeted it out. Let me see what the exact number is right now. I tweeted it out saying, if Feitelberg said, I'm going to get on OnlyFans tonight, I'm going to whip my dick out, and I might fuck a pineapple, how many subscribers would you get? And I put it to a poll. And it's 58-42. I said over under 10,000. And it's 58% said under 10K. But 42% of my followers is a huge number of people saying that you would get over 10,000 subscribers.
It's a big number.
And you specifically picked $7.53 per month as your fucking fee.
It's a good hook.
It is a good hook. Like, what was that about? What's that extra 3
ridiculous.
cents for? The 53 cents is what you're paying for.
That's a good hook. And me only having sex with inanimate objects is a funny hook.
We were going to call it
Like-
Fights Fucks.
like,
and
you
it's
don't
like
want-
Fights Fucks fill in the blank. Fights Fucks a pineapple. Fights Fucks a watermelon. Fights Fucks a chair like Roan. Just fill in the blank.
Like you wouldn't want to watch me fuck that pillow thing?
yeah, this is soft too.
Like you watch me fuck this.
It's like a squishy.
I'd watch me fuck this.
I mean, I will fuck this. This is coming home with me tonight to fuck. It's nice and soft.
I will, and if I got enough subscribers, I will get fucked by fruits. I don't care.
Fights Fucks will have a second page called Fights Get Fucked.
I'll fucking shove strawberries up my ass and go Lana Rhodes. I don't give a shit.
If John recreated the infamous Lana Rhodes strawberries in the bathtub, rubber duckies in the bathtub, I would pay top dollar for that.
Dude.
A side by side.
Imagine me just in a fucking tub of milk, just fucking pooping out fucking rubber duckies.
Yes, I am imagining that. I am now imagining that. And you know what? I would pay $7.53 to watch it. I mean, that would be, right, if you got to 10,000, bam, $75,300 per month, yours.
Wait, how much?
$75,300. 10,000 people times $7.53.
Oh my God.
Would be $75,300
Am
every
I
month.
allowed contractually to be on OnlyFans?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, here's the thing. I think this is the golden age because right now, if you do it, let's be honest, it's like 99% girls. But like that girl Caroline Calloway did it, who used to be.
Oh
this,
yeah, I
like,
want to see her naked. She has
oh yeah,
something?
top pin. It's just she got some long nipples on her.
Yeah,
but she's fully nude. You can kind of see like like the bump on your pussy, like the pussy bone where you can't really see over it.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? She does that thing. But she used to be just like a blogger, and then she kind of got outed as having a ghostwriter. If you remember the story, it was like a big scandal because all these people followed her, and then they learned that she wasn't really writing her own stuff. And then just out of nowhere, recently, she drops a nude and says, subscribe to my OnlyFans, and I've heard that she's making a fucking killing. Because again, anybody with any sort of following, let alone a big one like her, is going to make bank. You see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm looking for more now.
But here's the thing. I think that when you do it right now, like, yes, Jules was another Instagram girl who went on and she just made the switch and she made like 180 grand in like 3 months. And I think if you do it now, I think you get the, as long as you're not like, like Aliza, like a fucking whore. I think that if you were like an average girl who did it now, it would be like under the umbrella of like empowerment and like you're making your money and you're
Yeah.
And I think if you're like Johnny come lately and you do it like a couple years from now, it's going to be like, you're just a fucking hoe. Now's the time to do it, girls. I'm resentful of it, but now's the time to do it because in a couple years, everyone is going to have it. Because think about it. You're already posting like basically your ass on Instagram. Like average girls now, everybody's like rocking a thong, taking a picture, whatever. It's like, you're going to go a little bit further eventually, right? Just put it behind a paywall.
I think it's a no-brainer. And I think that I would look at it's just a financial situation for me, but I would subscribe to every single OnlyFans there is. I want to see the whole world naked.
It's the perfect
It's
it's actually like a psychological thing where it's like the way society is, where it's just like you're buttoned up and it's shameful and you have to hide it. And it's just like you feel like you got some like special shit. It's like, wait a minute, I got nothing naked. And I was thinking like
subscribe when I tweet the podcast link. Girls, if you got an OnlyFans, send it in the replies. I'll subscribe.
I'll double it. I too promise I will subscribe to your OnlyFans.
If you have an OnlyFans,
I really will.
And
if you're too shy to tweet it publicly, which really wouldn't make sense if you're on OnlyFans, but you can DM it too. You get that to me privately.
You can't DM me,
I will
Kevin,
fucking.
You can DM it to Kevin, and
I'll
send
let you know.
Yeah.
That the other girl from No Jumper, Celina Powell, has OnlyFans, $29.95 per month.
Jesus Christ!
So you think about her
better
getting
be
a
fucking shoving bananas up your ass.
I mean, if she's getting, I'm sure she is. I'm sure she's putting pineapples up there. I mean, $29.95. If she gets 10,000 subscribers, we're talking about a catastrophic amount of money, like an economy ruining money. Like Celina Powell is walking around like, "Fuck you, pores."
Holy wait! I stink at math. Would she be making $200,000 a month?
Yeah, 29. 30, let's call it $30 times 10,000 would be $300,000 a month.
Get the fuck out! Devin Booker doesn't make that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. like you could be a Hollywood celebrity, and Celina Powell's gonna be like,
he does, but
she's like,
whatever.
"Get off me, poor." Like you could have a standing reservation at like again Nobu and Malibu, right? Devin Booker and Kendall Jenner are there. Celina Powell can show up and be like, "I want that table."
Yeah.
Like I got more money than Kendall somehow. It's fucking insane. It's throwing off the balance of the world. And while I resent
So much money.
Go for it. Fucking just do it, girls, and we will subscribe to all of them. How about this? So I posed the same question to Rocket. I said, how many subscribers would it take for you, or how much money would it take for you to actually do this? He said $10,000. I was like, I'm thinking like that's to be 1,000 people.
I'll cut him a check right now.
I said, you could get that. He goes, you think I could get that? I was like, I think you could get that in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, think about all your weird like Section 10 cult member hoes. Think about like all your haters who are just like curious. Think about the weirdos like us who are just like, I'll take a look at the Rocket's dick.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, like Za was like flabbergasted behind the glass. I was like, if you think
that you Za has a completely different fucking thought process
outlook on
this.
all of it.
I mean, what was his number?
He
500 grand to fuck a porn star.
Yeah, that was wild.
And like
that
he
was wild.
wouldn't fuck her ass or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I think he said like 100 grand to fuck her. Like 500 grand on camera. It was crazy numbers. But even he was like, dude, you can get like, we'll get this done in. I was like, if you really don't believe that you can get 1,000 people as a Barstool blogger, and if you say you're going to do some weird sexual shit at a given time, you'll get that in a fucking hour.
yeah. I mean, again,
Don't sell yourself short, Rocket. I got to be the Rocket's pimp, apparently.
I mean, 10,000 subscribers, $10,000 is such a low number.
Which is crazy. Because that's what we're talking about. But prior to this, if you told me there was a way to just like snap your fingers and make 10 grand a month, I'd be like, all right, like tell to me about it. Now it's like, yeah, of course you can make 10,000. It's OnlyFans. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna feel stupid if you're hot and already a little bit like risque or a little bit like you don't really care. And here's the thing about OnlyFans. It's like a beautiful little ecosystem. I don't think anybody leaks your shit because it's like I'm paying for it. I'm not gonna show it to you. You have to pay for it. It's kind of like a little unspoken thing, like especially the weirdos who think that they're like, you know, there's a connection or some shit. Like, I don't want to do that to you. You know what I mean?
Like those people that you get the DMs, and those are the people you can really exploit.
Oh, big time. Which will, I'll tell you the funniest story. The funniest story about OnlyFans DMs is brought to you by Crossrope. Back on it with Crossrope. Fights was in shape when he was using Crossrope.
Yeah.
I mean, never a more proven product. Crossrope showed up at John's house. He stuck to it for like, I think it was at least like 21 days. And then I think you just kept going with it, right?
Oh, yeah. I did it like 3 months.
Right. And you were like jacked and trim and chiseled. And
I was all those things.
And then you stopped.
And then I stopped and I was
and like, here's the thing about Crossrope. You got to use it. You do have to use it. But if you do use it,
it's honestly
guaranteed.
It's really fun. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy jumping rope. I'm actually quite good at it. But it's also like, it gives you other things to break up the like I need
it's like a full body cardio thing.
When I work out, I can't just work out like an old fashioned style. Like
Right.
I need a little excitement, a little twist to it. And it's like, okay, like first of all, it feels like someone's yelling at you, which helps me work out. And then it's like, okay, now do push-ups. And like there's a little chain. Like, I couldn't just jump rope for a half hour straight.
Right.
Couldn't do that.
But that to me is the other thing. It's like I love when they say do this for just like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think about like how many
it's
hours
like
are in
20
a day.
minutes.
Yeah, like how many hours are in a day, how much, you know, how quickly does 20 minutes go in. Although it is funny when at the same time I hear that, I'm like, all right, what if I did like a 20-minute podcast segment on the podcast? I wouldn't even like blink.
Yeah.
But if I have to do cardio straight for 20 minutes, I'm dead. But that's all it does take. If you can
It's also literally the number one fat burner in the world.
Right.
Like jumping rope.
It's jumping rope and full body resistance training, which is like the two things that you're going to get a full workout. The ropes come with different weights, so you can do like heavy rope, or you can do quick like light rope. So whatever your limit is, whatever your style is, you'll get in good shape, all from just doing like an old school playground recess game jumping rope.
And like you don't know when the next time you're gonna be allowed to even go to a fucking gym is. So
everybody got their hopes up here in New York because Meatball Cuomo said we can open up gyms, and then that motherfucker de Blasio comes in and says, no, not in New York. And at this point, I think he has to be trying to get people to hate him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and you know what's real funny? All of a sudden, J.C. Smith is a political pundit.
Oh,
We have to open the gyms. This is crazy. Yeah. She's like, I haven't thought about this at all, but now you're fucking with the gym, and now we got problems. But you can get forget about it.
I woke up this morning. She had been texting my girlfriend, being like, I'm gonna go murder like the mayor. Like,
right.
She's like talking like assassination.
She was like the Joker all of a sudden. Yeah. But if you want to avoid any of that problems, if gyms aren't open near you, you can do your workout at home with Crossrope. Go to crossrope.com/KFC. That's crossrope.com/KFC. You can get $40 off your Crossrope sets plus free shipping. So, funny enough, we were like kind of tangentially at the forefront of OnlyFans. OnlyFans really became what it is because of Asa Akira. Yeah. I think OnlyFans originally was supposed to be like Patreon. Just like it's a paywall. That's all. Yeah. That's all OnlyFans is. It's just here's a way to put something behind a paywall. And I think they thought of it as like you're gonna play your music, you're gonna put a podcast and all this shit. And then Asa Akira got a hold of it. Yeah. And then she was like, I'm gonna fuck myself on this. And Asa like from Jump Street was making like $50K a month. That's why when like things like separated with Barstool, I was like, she gonna be just fine. I can't even imagine what that number's at now.
No.
100,000, 150,000. Like,
oh my God.
I mean, $10 a month. I'm sure she has other ones that are like $50 a month. She's gonna be making millions. We are so poor compared to our contemporaries. So poor. You'll see. I hope you watch the YouTube. There's a moment with Adam22 where he talks about some of the money he's been making on just one of his endeavors. And I don't know about you, but if you look at my face, it was definitely like, fuck.
It was.
We are such suckers.
I mean, he said millions.
Millions.
Like, I've made millions.
And like, And we've got a pretty fucking big platform, and we've got a pretty big following. Like, he was pumped to come on with us, and he's making millions. When these people find out that we're not rich, when Chris Stefano found out how not rich I am, he's like, bro. It's like, fuck. I should have just rode the Asa train. I should have just been like, let me be your manager or something. So Asa was the one who, like, really blew up OnlyFans and probably turned it towards porn. And part of what a lot of these porn stars do is not only will you see videos, but you can DM with me. A lot of them say, send me your dick, and I'll rate it, and I'll talk to you about your dick, since that's like a big kink of people to like send it around.
I might send it to Asa right now.
Should we just send Asa dick pics? She's so awesome. She would just be like, what's up? she'd be like, Deece. Yeah, like 5 out of 10.
That's about the response it usually gets.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'd fuck it.
But because, you know, she had fucking 5,000 dudes signing up, she's getting a lot of DMs and a lot of dick pics. And so she needed an intern, basically, someone to go through this for her. And who better than Glennard Balls? Glenneth was tapped as the one to go through the DMs and respond to the dick pics. And Asa broke him off like $2,000 a month. Which at the time, I mean, Glenny has been here for a couple more years now. He's probably got like a steady salary. At that point, he was probably either still an intern or just getting his first paychecks. So for like a 21-year-old Glenny Ball type of Glenny Balls to be getting $2,000 a month to just sit there. And but I'm just the funniest.
I'd do that right now for $2,000 a month.
I'll do that for way less. Again, I'll just look at anybody naked. I'll do it for free. But the thought of Glenny just sitting there in like a Hawaiian shirt with a Mets hat on, or like a beater, like a tank top, just being like, great dick. Hey, that's a really nice dick,
I'd love to
dude.
Suck that dick, dude.
I would love to know how much he got into it.
Oh,
Like,
that one would hit the thing that dangled in the back of my throat.
right. Like if he was playing like Asa, you know what I mean? Like, put that in my award-winning asshole. One of the best gems of all time, Glennard Balls, being Asa Akira's dick pic intern on OnlyFans, is honestly one of the greatest tales of all time.
It's so fucking
so fucking good. And I mean, when the scrubs associated with Instagram, with OnlyFans are making more money than us. God fucking damn it. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. Because I'm not really ready to fuck a pineapple the way you are.
Well,
oh no, here's what
I
we're
am,
gonna
but
do.
I'm not.
Here's what we decided to do. We're gonna launch a joint OnlyFans.
Yes.
Where all you can see is pretty much our dick and the inanimate object that we're fucking. No other distinguishing features. You can't see the legs, the body, the stomach, because you would know what his body looks like versus my body. So you can tune into our OnlyFans, watch a dick fuck a fruit, and you just don't know whether it's Feitelberg or KFC. And we'll keep it a guessing game.
It's like the doctors who administer lethal injection, where it's like there are like 4 different buttons they all push, so like no one knows who actually killed
the
someone.
old school firing squad, only one person had a bullet.
Right,
Same
right,
shit. Where it's
right.
like nobody wants the blame or to know. It'll just be our dicks. I'd have to imagine our dicks are pretty similar.
I would get
Just like pretty decent dicks.
pretty
decent dicks.
pretty normal dicks.
It would be pretty funny though if it was like one of us was decidedly better at fucking fruit than the other. like our fans would log in and be like, "Ugh, it's the A dick instead of the B dick. I preferred dick number 2." So that way, none of the shame, all of the money. And every time it comes up, like, that's just Feitelberg's dick. No, that was just KFC. I've never, not me.
We got
OnlyFans.
perfect deniability.
I mean, this is a foolproof plan. You know what I might do? I might just start an OnlyFans and not tell people what it's going to be. If I just tweet it out right now, here is my OnlyFans, I'll do like $4.99. I'll just do a cheap one. It might be podcast content. It might be 1 Minute Man. It might just be me jerking off. It might be me fucking. I don't know. You find out. How many people do you think I could get to sign up with really no like description of what it's going to be?
I think less than if you're like, I'm going to be naked.
Which is so wrong. Yeah. The thought that it might be some of the content that I'm kind of good at versus me being naked, that's the lesser of the choices, is fucking insanity.
Yeah.
But I'm just tired of being broke, man. I'm tired of being a broke boy.
Dude, millions, he said.
Millions.
And his girl makes more.
I'm telling you, it is the great equalizer. If you are a feminist, You're not a feminist unless you're on OnlyFans. You want to make money. You want like to harness the power of your own pussy. You want to be a boss and in control and an entrepreneur. That's OnlyFans. And if you don't do it, you're part of the problem. What's the opposite of a feminist? You're a misogynist. If you're not showing your pussy on OnlyFans, you're a misogynist.
I concur.
It's a fucking wild world we live in.
I agree with that.
Let's do am I the asshole? Or
Yeah.
no? Yeah. All right, let's get into Am I the Asshole? It's brought to you by Daddy. So, I mean, fuck it. My first OnlyFans video will be me jerking off into the Daddy Kit. 2 birds, 1 stone. I can freeze my sperm and I can start making money on OnlyFans. This is where they always say, please be mature about the topic. I'm being big missed opportunity. Infertility is a problem as we get older. Unwanted pregnancies can be an issue. There's a lot of reasons to freeze your sperm and have it kind of stored away. Me personally, I definitely don't have infertility problems. I have fertility problems. I'm too fertile, and that's why I got to get snipped. But I don't know. I don't never want to say never. So I want to have my semen stored away in case. In case, I don't know, I lose my fucking mind and have another kid. But, I've been talking about it for a while.
I want to get mine tested. I just want to know.
Right, you can do that too. You can find out your sperm count. You can find out your fertility. Yeah. You can store it for if you are getting older. You can store it if you want to have a vasectomy. There's a lot of reasons to do it. And I'll be honest, I'm never going to go to a sperm bank and sit there in the waiting room looking eye to eye with some other dude before I go jerk off in a bathroom. But what I will do is listen, I'm going to do this 2 to 3 times a day. I might as well put some in this little jar and send it back to you. And that's when you get the service that Daddy provides, an at-home collection kit with a lab-tested fertility report and a year of sperm storage, all for just $199. And right now, for a special limited time offer for the Barstool community, you get $50 off your first purchase when you go to daddykit, DADI, kit.com and use the promo code KFC50 during checkout. That's daddy, D-A-D-I, kit.com, promo code KFC50 during checkout, and get $50 off your at-home fertility kit. I'll tell you right now, today's leadoff for Am I the Asshole is a motherfucking doozy. My sister, 18 female, wore a string thong to the pool, and I, 24-year-old male, the brother, unconsciously got a boner, which I couldn't get down for a while. Fuck my life, I feel like a creep. Would it be appropriate to tell her to wear a less revealing attire next time? We were out at an apartment complex pool, and there were only us, our younger brother, and a couple at the other end of the pool because of occupancy restrictions. It caught me by surprise when she removed her clothes. She was basically wearing nothing on the bottom, LOL. Not to be a prude.
I think it is inappropriate to ask your sister to wear more clothes. I think you just have to not be a fucking weirdo.
I'm not kidding you, I would kill myself. If I got a raging, apparently uncontrollable boner from my 18-year-old sister, I would legitimately, you would find me hanging in the closet the next day. Dead. with probably with the same boner from the day before. I mean, that is, you cannot come back from that. But in his defense, weird move from the sister as well.
What? To wear a bikini?
To wear a string thong with your brother is a little weird. I mean, I know I've never really felt, one of the times I really feel oldest right now is bathing suits these days are fire.
Yeah.
You just go to the beach, you go to the pool, you're gonna see some shit. I'm it wasn't like this for me when I was growing up. So I get it. But if it's you, your brother, and then your younger brother, I think it's a little weird for the sister to just be cheeks out.
Yeah, that's true.
So she's a little bit to blame, 0.01%, because you should be able to basically control your boner with your sister at all fucking times. That is...
It is... suicide's your only option.
It is.
You have to kill it.
Or you have to chop your dick off so that it never happens again.
You'll
either
never
chop your
get
head
that
off
out
or
of
your
your
dick
head.
off, one or the other.
For the rest of your life, you'll look at your sister and be like,
I got a boner.
I got a boner. I remember the time I got a boner.
Now, cousin... Whatever. We could work with. I mean, who hasn't wanted to fuck their own cousin? If you've never thought about your own cousin sexually, you're a prude or you're a liar. That's just a fact. I had a hot cousin. Have a hot cousin. I thought about fucking her.
Is she listening?
I hope not.
Hey, have a hot cousin, had a hot cousin, thought about fucking her. Like, everyone has a hot cousin that you thought about sleeping with. There's no.
You have to.
I mean,
If that hasn't happened, you are legit a prude. But I draw the line of cousin. Siblings, no. Siblings, you can't do.
No
it.
interest.
Not at all.
But the hot cousin.
That's fair fucking game. I'll be honest, you could probably persuade me to actually do it. On OnlyFans. Sign up, watch me fuck my cousin on OnlyFans. $59.99 a month. You're paying for that shit. KFC incest, you're fucking paying. But this one, I mean, this is insane. I mean, I probably would be like estranged from my sister at least for a while after this.
Oh, I'd never talk to her again
Right.
because I wouldn't be able to get that out of my head.
Right.
I'd be like, I can't believe I got.
And then you
boner
probably
one
get
time.
more boners.
I would literally. I don't know if I'd kill myself because I'm kind of all talk with that.
Yeah.
I'm a little
We're
scared.
definitely such pussies. We're way
But
too pussy to
I
kill
would.
ourselves.
I would definitely not talk to her.
You know what it is? Like you would keep getting. You know what it's like? Don't think about an elephant. You're thinking about an elephant.
Yeah.
It's like don't think about the boner. You're thinking about getting the time. You're thinking about their ass again. You're thinking about why you got the boner. You're just gonna keep having boners.
Yeah.
And also though, like, you know, by the time you're 24, by the time you're like fucking 12, you know how to hide one.
Yeah.
You know, you do the waistband flip. You got a towel at the pool. I'm just picturing this guy walking around with like, you know, a fucking tent pitched, like a fucking triangle sticking out. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
That's
bro,
unacceptable.
I learned how to hide my boner when I was about 4.
Seriously,
Like,
figure it the fuck out.
it's easy.
Like, do you think she saw it and was like, "Oh my god, I just gave my brother a boner"?
Oh,
Because then
that-
guess what? They both got to kill themselves.
Yeah. In that case, I would kill myself. But it's really, and this could be a size issue. It's really easy to hide a boner.
Really. Although I will say, the bathing suit's an issue because you usually have no underwear on, and then your dick just kind of looks like the cover of Jaws. You know what I mean? It's popping up out of your waistband the way that the shark is coming up to eat the
But
girl.
you don't have to get up.
Yeah. I mean,
just
if,
lay
but
down.
if you don't have a shirt on and you do the waistband tuck and you don't have underwear on,
Well, that-
your dickhead's popping out of the
Yes,
top. You
for
know.
sure.
But like, then put a shirt on, put a blanket on, put a towel over you,
Dude,
like whatever you've got.
I
Just lay
boners
on your
all the
stomach
time.
until
You
it goes away.
Just have like one leg up.
Dive
Just
head
push
first
it
into
down,
the fucking
like-
concrete until it's broken and gone. Do whatever you got to do to not have a boner in front of your sister.
My trick is I put it just down one leg.
You put it down?
Yeah. And then I just keep that leg up for a bit.
That doesn't show through your shorts? Like
No,
you don't
because-
get like
Because the legs is like,
you wear some tight shorts.
I guess I don't do it a lot, but I mean, I've successfully done it in this office. That's for sure.
More power too. This is like when I learned about the different ways to try to suck your own dick. Like I had never considered that as an option.
Yeah, I kind of.
My dick doesn't.
like,
You know what?
sit
My
like
dick
this.
doesn't really bend down that well.
But it's not going down because I bring the leg up.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm
it's
thinking of
like-
it going down. Like you ever have a girl? She's like either reverse or facing you on top, and like she leans all the way forward, and your dick's like pointing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've thought it's gonna snap off. At times. There are times where it's like we are well past the breaking point. Like we're beyond 180 degrees here. This is a problem. All right, I'll give that a whirl.
It works. It's pretty successful.
I still believe my way to try to suck a dick is better. We had this discussion on the ride up to your house for your birthday, and the girls were like asking which way, and that made me feel a little bit better because at least it was on their brain that it could go the other direction.
I had never considered it.
Most people didn't, but the girls were like, "Did you throw your legs over your head, or did you bend over?" I was like, "I bent over. Yes, thank you, thank you." I saw a funny tweet. I can't remember the guy's name, but he tweeted like, "People ask me like." If I could suck my own dick, would I? Well, yeah, I've been jerking it off for about 14 years, so I think I would give it a whirl. Great. Fucking great. Wait, that was another Am I the Asshole?
What?
Did I favorite it? Oh, fuck. I don't think I favorited it. But, I mean, I can just tell you the basics. Fuck, I wish I favorited it so I got all the details. Can't find it, but there was this couple, and they said the description was like we're like in an open relationship, we're polyamorous, like they're pretty kinky. But this guy, and this might be one of those ones that's written and faked because this sounds crazy, but he said that he has been working towards the ability to blow himself like for many years now, and he has achieved it. And it's something he does to himself, and his girlfriend walked in on him doing it and is outraged. she's like, you're fucking depraved. You're disgusting. What are you doing? And he's like, am I the asshole for like sucking my own dick? Is my girlfriend in the right for being wrong? I mean, if you achieve that goal, you earned it.
Yeah.
And what you do,
Also-
and if it was just like you did it in front of her and you knew she didn't like it, it's one thing. But she walked in on you. It's like walking in, if you walked in on me jerking off, it's not really like anybody's fault. It's just a mishap. I just happened to be in my mouth instead of my hand.
But like, it's like
This is a wild episode. I mean, this is off the fucking reservation. I have said so many things that I regret. We're not even like halfway. This is nuts.
But the you what does she get mad at him when he jerks off?
That's
too?
what I mean. Like there
Like-
really is, no difference. And there's
Well,
a,
there's a
difference.
humongous difference.
Huge difference.
If you're
But
fucking
I'm
your
saying-
own face.
There's a humongous difference.
It is a
But like,
it
if
is
I-
a Grand
okay.
Canyon size
But like
difference.
how like on the gay scale, I'm like, you're gay, bro. Stroking my dick until I come like all over my hand. I'm out of control this episode. Until I like come all over my hands or my own belly like YP. Like you're giving your fucking self a cum shot. That's pretty gay. But we're okay with that. But I can't put the tip in.
I mean,
The thing that people don't think, the thing that people don't really think through with the blowing yourself is like it takes a long time to blow yourself to completion.
yeah. Oh,
It's one thing to be able to like I can bend over or roll my head back one time and like touch it with my tongue versus like I'm gonna bob my head on my own dick for like 7 minutes.
There's no chance I could make
No,
myself.
I
come.
mean you can't. I mean,
I would-
well, there's no chance you'll ever be able to achieve anything even remotely close to this. You're the most inflexible person ever.
Correct.
But you don't even come from girls blowing you, let alone yourself.
I'm getting like nauseous just thinking about it. Like it would be, cause I can feel it in my throat. It would be awful. I would
give the worst head
I
to
would
yourself.
give the worst head in the history of the world
To yourself.
to myself. Yeah, I like.
You think you could give good head to somebody else though?
No, because I can't. I'm like getting nauseous again just thinking about it right now. Just like
Really, your gag reflex is terrible.
it's awful.
You would give whatever the opposite of deep throat is. You're that.
I can't put my pinky in my mouth, bro.
Yeah.
It's like hard for me to fucking eat and get food in my throat,
So that-
let alone someone's hard dick.
Whitney Cummings was saying on her podcast that every time she brushes her teeth, she's like,
Yep.
So she was talking very, very candidly for Whitney. Even on this clip, she was like, I can't believe I'm talking about this. So me and Whitney are having very similar episodes this week. But she was talking about how she thought that the way you're supposed to blow guys is by like gagging on their dick, which, by the way, I agree with. I think that is the way. And she said that the guy she was hooking up with, I don't know if it's current, recent, long time ago, whatever, like stopped her and was like, what are you doing? And she was like, like got like tears streaming down my face because that's like what you're supposed to do. And as she says, the guy goes, it doesn't really turn me on to watch women hurting themselves. Like, fuck off. Dude. Fuck
I mean,
you.
just-
That's got to be the most like white knight lie of all time, right? Who's turning that down in the moment?
I would definitely not.
Okay, I thought you were about to say you were.
No,
Don't you leave me out to dry, you
no.
motherfucker.
No, dude, you're allowed to. I mean, you could just straight up throw up on my penis. I'd be fine.
1,000%. Oh, that's like, I'll be honest, that's on my bucket list. I would love a girl to throw up on my dick.
Turn
like-
this fucking show off.
This is absolutely my worst episode in years. This is one, if I was still married, would be a problem. And probably is going to be a bigger problem because I'm divorced. Christ, someone save me from myself. Let me do one more Am I the Asshole, then we'll get into our voicemails where God fucking knows what I'm going to say. But this is one of what I believe to be the most one-sided Am I the Asshole of all time. More so than the fucking brother boner. Am I the asshole for admitting I'm pissed at my husband for getting arrested? Last week, my husband got arrested for endangering the welfare of our child. Our 6-month-old son, little dude. They're going to call him LD for the rest of this post. LD doesn't sleep well. When he does sleep, we stop living, so he gets good sleep. Last Monday, when I was at work and my husband was home with LD, he decided to run to the gas station for a snack. On the way, LD fell asleep. My husband, you know what? I'm turning on this too. My husband waited for a minute at the gas station, but LD didn't wake up, so my husband left the car locked with LD inside. He ended up taking 20 minutes in the gas station due to many customers. When he came out, the police were holding LD and our car window had been broken. He was arrested for the aforementioned crime and child services took LD. I was called at work and had to firstly go and collect LD, then bail my husband out of jail. He wasn't even remotely sorry about anything. I told him what he had done was absolutely stupid. I did not call him stupid. I said his actions were stupid. I love the semantics game. I asked him how he could have done this. We've heard about babies dying in cars. We're now being reviewed by CPS. And on the local news, they called him, and she said, "I'm glad my son and husband are okay, but frankly, I'm very upset with my husband for being so reckless with our child, and I hope in time I can forgive him. LD was fine. The AC was running, but it was a hot day, 94 degrees and sunny, and my husband is pissed that I didn't publicly defend him. So am I the asshole?" Now, I mean, yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I can't believe you think this is one-sided.
Well, when I didn't read the context clues about the baby not being a good sleeper. That I do kind of believe. If you're in the thick of it 6 months in, when you're at that stage and your baby's not sleeping, I don't do anything to disrupt the sleep. That's why, but see, he's still the asshole for going to the gas station.
Why? He fell asleep on the way.
That's right. He fell asleep in the car. So at that point, what you got to do is you got to unhook the car seat and just carry that in with you, and they stay asleep in the car seat.
Yeah,
you cannot leave a baby in a car, John.
Convenience stores are. Look, he did not.
20 minutes in a car.
20 minutes is a long time.
By the way,
car
I'm
was
not
running.
convinced that's not the full story.
The car was running.
That dude did not go to the gas station for 20 minutes. He was like buying drugs or fucking some girl or something.
That's probably true.
Because 20-minute gas stations don't take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
How many customers could you possibly have?
Right,
so there's more to this story, but
the car running is a
running.
huge thing.
Oh yeah.
And
you know what else the car running means, John? Someone else can just drive away with your baby.
The car was locked.
How did he get in then?
What do you mean?
You have to have the key. Doesn't the key have to be in the car
No.
to leave it running?
Not anymore, I don't
You
think.
can take like the fob out and it'll stay running.
I think so.
I mean, I hope that was going on. What if the car? What the fuck? What do you had an old school key, or the fob's just sitting there, and then someone could just hop in the whip and drive away with your baby?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, there's
but
a
they
little bit-
did. They did say locked. They did say running and locked.
All right, point that guy.
But as someone who has occasionally left their dog in the car, it's the most nerve-wracking experience in my life. Like,
Yeah.
I'll run in for like 45 seconds again. Like,
And you're panicked, right?
I'm so stressed out the whole time. 20 minutes in that much time.
Wait, you just contradicted yourself.
What?
You said it's like the most panicking.
I am, but
thing.
and that's why I'm saying, like, look, even 20 minutes isn't that bad. I feel for the panic he had setting in, but like,
I mean, I'll drive. I'll leave my apartment, get my kids in the car, and then I'm like, "Fuck, I forgot like one thing," and I have to run back upstairs, and I like sprint because I'm convinced. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
because you don't want people to fucking see it and think you're a bad person. It's not because you're actually.
No, but I actually do have like an irrational fear of like, I don't know, I'm gonna come down, the windows are gonna be broken, and like the kids are gonna be gone.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I don't think it's that crazy. It does make sense.
Yeah, like I don't want.
I
Crazy take. I don't want my kids to be kidnapped.
yeah.
That's why ultimately this guy's the asshole. But I mean, when you are in the throes of no sleep and you're crazy and you have a moment where it's peaceful, I mean, I'll leave the fucking baby in the middle of the goddamn war zone if they're sleeping. Like, whatever. So I understand it. And then, you know what? You guys are the asshole for going on the local news, you know?
Yeah.
Because like,
no comment.
It is kind of fucked up that you like publicly roasted him, but like you shouldn't have even been in that position to be like, fuck my husband. So everybody's the asshole,
Everyone's the asshole here,
which is usually how these things go. Voicemails time. Let's get into it. It's brought to you by Screwball Whiskey. If you're looking for the perfect drink to enjoy at your next happy hour or virtual happy hour or outdoor seating, or if you're like looking for a new drink, you know, maybe you've never been the type to just like, oh, I like a vodka soda, or oh, just give me like a old fashioned. You're looking for something a little different because you have different tastes. You want something with a different flavor. That's what Screwball Whiskey. Oh boy, that's a good pass. Stonewall. That's where Screwball Whiskey comes in. It's got peanut butter flavoring. So it's like the new flavored whiskey on the market. It takes a little bit of the edge off. A little bit less proof, but it goes down a little bit smoother. You can drink it neat. You can drink it on the rocks. You can mix it up with some grape juice and have a peanut butter and jelly. Maybe mix it up with the Owens Mixer Transfusion Mix and have a peanut butter flavored one. Or you can do a little dessert. You can do like a little scoop of ice cream or some dessert along with the peanut butter whiskey, and it's like an after dinner drink. They also are fighting back against COVID-19. They have donated $250,000 to the United States Bartenders Guild, $100,000 to the Children of Restaurant Employees, $100,000 to California Restaurant Association, and they've sent over 1,000 care packages of necessities to people in the San Diego area. They're donating hand sanitizer to the front lines. I mean, Screwball, they're just great people who make great whiskey.
Jesus,
so
that's a
I mean,
lot
they're
they're
fucking
doing.
heroes. So if you're just looking for a drink and you want to like give the money to the right people and do like, you're not only going to get a little buzz on drinking some peanut butter whiskey, but you can rest well at night knowing that you're helping out the cause. peanut butter Screwball whiskey is for you. It's Screwball, the original and most awarded peanut butter whiskey. It's now available near you. At 70 proof, Screwball peanut butter whiskey is the perfect shot or perfect addition to your favorite cocktail. Pick it up at your local store or get it delivered today. Get screwed. Hashtag get screwed. Go to screwballwhiskey.com for more info. Enjoy responsibly. Advertisement by Screwball Spirits LLC, San Marcos, California. Whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. 35% alcohol by volume. Ooh. Voicemails. What do we got, Nikki?
Got not really a question, but just a task for you, which is pretty easy because just fucking Googling shit. But I think it's going to blow your mind. So take out your phone or your computer and just Google how old is the universe? And then after that, Google how big is the universe? And let the conspiracy theories.
So how old is it and then how big is it?
Yeah.
So I Googled it. It says it's 13.8 billion years old. How big is the universe? Isn't it just infinite?
What'd you say the answer was? 13.8 billion?
Right. And
Okay.
then how big is it? It's 93 billion light years. I'll be-
93 billion.
I think I'm a little too dumb for this. I mean, I
yeah,
guess what
I
he's
don't
saying
even-
is it's too big. It's got to be older than it is if it's 93 billion light years.
Buried!
There's a goal. Power play goal. Tied up at 1. I don't quite understand.
I don't understand what he's
Because I don't really
get
get,
it. Nick,
light,
you get
light
this?
years.
No.
Light
No.
years fucks with me. Light years is like how far you could travel at going at the speed of light for a year. Is that what light years are?
Yeah.
So you're going like 186 million or 1,000 miles per second is what the speed of light is. Let me see that real quick.
I
Speed
don't
of
understand
light. Okay.
anything you're saying.
Okay, I'll tell you. I get it now. I figured it out. Okay. So the speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. Okay. 1 light year would be if you travel at 186,000 miles per second for 365 days.
Okay.
So,
Why do we have that unit of measurement?
it's like black holes and like space and shit. Because that's how like
It
sun's
seems
traveling.
like it's just a completely impossible feat.
Well, it's like,
It's just how fast light travels.
yeah, it's like you flick the lights on, poof, the lights are there. It's 186,000 miles in a second. But if you traveled at 186,000 miles for 1 second for 13.8 million.
Lost me.
Okay, listen. No, listen. I can get this. I can get you to understand this, I think. It says that it's 13.8 billion years old.
Mm-hmm.
If you traveled at the speed of light for 13.8 billion years, it would be far more than 93 million light years. I think. Right? Does that make sense, Nick?
Yeah, but I think that's what that guy's thinking. But we're not traveling at the speed of light, so of course we're not
But this
that big.
right, so I get so the universe is not expanding at light years.
Yeah, no, it's not expanding at light
Yeah,
speed.
the universe is probably just like slowly fucking
Yeah.
just meandering, like getting a little. It's like you're just like kind of like in the pool, just like wading your way through.
Yeah.
This guy broke my brain.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just don't understand what you guys are saying.
Next voice. I mean, I want to know. Like that guy's got to tell me what he meant.
What, let the conspiracy theory start? What do you? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even. I tried. I tried my best. I still don't. I can't. I don't get it.
Hey, what up, y'all? Quick question. So, what do you think the relation is between your car and the size of your dick? And I asked this question because recently matched this girl on Tinder, get her snap. So one of the first things she asked me for, she's like, let me see a picture of your cock. Let me see a picture of your car. And I was like, whoa, pretty straightforward, but yeah, sure, I got you. And then I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, you should be able to tell one of those based off the other. So
That is a fun response if you're gonna play this
so
game.
explain that to her. She's like,
What?
yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Like if a girl's like, "Show me your dick and show me your car," I think I'd be like, "I'll show you my car. You tell me what my dick looks like."
That
Just
is
to
a good
play
one.
the game back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I get it. The whole thing is always like if you have a fucking Hummer or a flashy car, you're compensating.
Yeah.
And I think stereotypes usually exist for a reason. That must have been like I think of that as like a movie trope. But I'm sure at one point it was real. I'm sure there were like old guys who were like, all right, I'm not packing, so I'll just fucking buy luxury cars.
Yeah.
I
think that definitely it definitely is a trope, but like
it probably
everything
happened
comes
at
from
some
somewhere,
point. Yeah,
right?
that's why I'm gonna get the minivan.
That's because you got a big dick.
Or they're gonna think I do, right? If I'm
What-
rolling in a fucking like gray minivan, they'd be like, that guy must have a fucking hammer.
If
on
your
it.
dick was a car, what car?
Ooh, great question. Only to be surpassed by if your dick was an NFL player. Remember that one? Classic. If your dick was I think it was an NFL quarterback. If your dick was a car, what would it be? I got to give that some thought. Do you have one on the top of your head?
Kinda. I have a couple.
Well, give me one of them. I got one.
One would be the Toyota Camry.
Just like basic sedan.
Yeah.
Just
Right,
like
right.
just average as it comes. Like think about it. Yeah, I think the Toyota is like the most popular car. The Toyota Camry or Corolla. There's like 100 million of them in the U.S. It's like you probably got a dick like a lot of other guys out there.
Yeah. Or an F-150.
Why is that?
It's like a little bigger than normal, but it's
not.
it's not a fucking 350.
No, better not be.
But
I'll be so mad if you had a 350 for a dick. That would really be devastating. That would stink. My dick, I will say, throw it back. Mine is the Ford Pinto. Do you know the history of the Pinto?
I don't know.
The Pinto was a very popular car that a bunch of people had until they were like kind of unreliable and unexpectedly would just blow up. So I had an average one that every now and then would betray me and just explode too early. That's my dick, the Ford Pinto.
What's a
Actually even better because you know what I think happened? I think if you hit it from behind, it blew up. Got a Pinto.
I'm also like, but I also could be like a Porsche. Because
could you?
I got a lot of get up and go.
Yeah?
I fucking...
You were telling me about some numbers recently
that
seemed staggering.
My dick gets used a lot.
A lot. John gets R-worded like a lot. I mean, you hit me with numbers that I actually, for like the first time, I was like, he's lying to me. I questioned. I questioned you.
I knocked one off. It was actually 12.
Wow. Why would you knock one off?
I don't know. I think I just
Forgot?
I just forgot.
You just couldn't remember the amount of times it was in a very small window of time. Like, again, I just don't even know how it's possible. You are a fucking... Maybe you're a 911 Carrera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be
Maybe.
associated with 911, so... Did I call that a 911 Carrera? I always called it a 911.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it's a 911, right? There's other ones. There's like the 940 or 50 or whatever, but you're a Carrera, bro.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Shit.
I'm okay with all of them. Like if I was a Camry or like
what car would you not want to be? If a girl was
like a Corolla. Like a
Corolla's worse than a Camry?
Oh yeah.
Corolla's just a little smaller than the Camry.
And the
what about like a Miata?
Dude, one of the funniest things I've ever heard was my buddy's parents who got divorced, and his dad rolled up to his house, and his ex-wife goes, "Oh, new car, is that a Camry?" And he goes, "No, it's a Corolla." And she goes, "Thought so."
Oh my God. I'll tell you what, when the chicks want to play mental warfare, you're fucked. It's because it's mental terrorism. Because they'll go past a line that you won't go. So you can't fight back. It's like, I would never do that to someone. That's horrific. Thought so.
No, she knew damn well it was a Corolla.
Right? Just wanted you to say it. Just wanted you to say it wasn't a Camry. Wow. Sick fuck. Let's do one more voicemail and then.
By the way, she's asking for the car to know how much money he makes, right?
I would, yeah. I mean, I think it could go both ways. I think it could be like or is it a dick thing or a money thing?
I think the car is a money thing. I think it's like,
yeah.
I want to know,
are you packing and are you is your bank account big? And
yes.
then I'll fuck you. So then you just send her 2 fake pictures. Someone else's dick and someone else's car. Next up, and then we'll do our interviews.
What's up, boys? Quick question for you. So I've been just recently started seeing this girl, and it's going good. Whatever, we've been hanging out a couple times. She came over to my place, stayed the night. It's all good. And then just last weekend, I go to her place. We're hanging out, go upstairs, stay the night, whatever. And come to find out, she doesn't sleep with the fan on or open the window or anything. Just fucking stale, musty-ass air in there. And I think it's just a psycho move. I told her it's a psycho move. So now I'm just reevaluating everything and don't know what to do here. It might be a preemptive breakup situation.
I'll tell you something
What are maybe
right now
some other
about sleeping and preemptive breakups. It is fucking insane you have a girlfriend.
Why?
The snoring would be an absolute deal-breaker. I swear to God, I could meet my soulmate, and if she snored like you, I'd be like, it's over. like it's one thing when everybody's fucked up, but I said to her, I'm like, just like a random Tuesday night, you guys will go to bed, and you just power through that? She was like, well, usually I suffocate him a little bit, and we figure it out. But I was like, I mean, we were up at Feitz's house, and everybody slept in one room, like bodies everywhere on arrow beds. And, I mean, everybody was pretty heavily fucked up, and I was like, I contemplated just going to sleep in the other house, just like on a tile floor.
Really? Is that bad?
It's that bad. It's insane. Me and Graham was like, he's got to go get it fixed. He's like, he did the one sleep study like 20 years ago, and he just said, well, no, they can't fix it. They can do other things. There's other doctors. He was going off. I was like, that's a dude who has slept with this guy like 12,000 times in his life who's sick of it. But I mean, I would need headphones and white noise and a fan. I think it's tough.
I don't understand what the complaint is here.
You just sleep in plain silence? I mean, you sleep on a fucking bed of nails, by the way, Cole.
Let's go!
You'll just go to bed at night in complete silence with 3.5 seconds to go in the second. That's a big goal.
Yes, I will go to sleep in complete silence.
I used to, I think, and then when I had a kid, they do white noise and shit a lot. Dude, there was a period of time you can get these white noise machines that can play white noise or can play music and lullabies and shit. And we went through this period where like Shay would only sleep with like a da na 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 like a rockabye baby, and it was like this piercing sound of it. And I remember going like fucking insane. I was like, this is like The Shining. I could just hear it throughout the house, and I was like, ah!
It's like the nanny in Curb, who used to work at what was it? Like a theme park, and it's like
yes,
that makes her go insane.
Right, that like triggered something in my brain. I was like, but now I'm white noise, bro. My bedroom, blackout shades.
He's not even complaining about.
He wants the air. Yeah,
what does that
he wants
even
the fan.
mean?
Yeah, I don't care about the
musty
air.
ass air.
What are you sleeping in like a log cabin?
Yeah, what are you talking about, man?
In the fucking like in pollen or some shit like that I don't get. If you want. I think, it's better to be on the same page with, like, do you like noise? Some people sleep with the TV on.
I sleep with the TV on
yeah.
most of the time.
Dead silence gets my brain going because I'll be
Right.
like, what's that? What was that? My eyes are closed, but I'm like, was that a cricket? Was that a monster? Was that a, you know what I mean? But I'll usually I go blackout shades. I've got a fucking unbelievable mattress topper. I got a bunch of comfortable pillows, white noise. Oh, baby, it's a palace. It's a palace.
That sounds nice, but I would never do something like that. It's just too much effort.
I mean, all I did was get a fucking I just got curtains.
Yeah, but like I just bought like a bed standard. So I'll take that bed.
You are just a bag of shit. Let's get into our interviews. Adam22 from No Jumper with the follow-up story to what happened to Aliza, the girl who blew the 7 sons. The wildest
Sounds so
story.
much funnier to say it that way.
I said it was like a Greek mythology.
Yeah.
I said Athena blew the 7 sons, and then like Hercules came out of her. It's like a fucking fable. It's crazy. But the follow-up to the hottest story on the internet, straight from the mouth, I will tell you, there is a stunning turn of events about Aliza's ex-profession. Stunning.
Very shocking.
Maybe the most shocking thing I've ever heard. It's brought to you by The Zebra. It's been reported that Americans are overpaying on car insurance by over $21 billion. But searching for a better deal can take hours and typically results in a barrage of unwanted phone calls and spam emails and getting harassed. Not anymore, thanks to TheZebra.com. TheZebra.com is the nation's leading car insurance comparison site because it's the only place you can compare
Big
quotes.
insurance day.
Big insurance day, yeah. What are they trying to tell us? Like, these guys are fucking reckless idiots. Their fans don't need insurance. You can compare quotes side by side from up to 100 providers. In 90 seconds or less, you can pick a plan that's best for you. It's basically like Kayak or Priceline or the Negotiator site, but for insurance. So whether you're looking for car insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, whatever it is, You can find all the different packages. They'll never sell your information. You'll never get hit with any spam. And you can save up to $670 a year using thezebra.com. Right now, you can go start saving at thezebra.com/KFC. You get a car or home and you need it insured and it's not insured. Hook us up, do the right thing, help out the podcast, and go to thezebra.com/KFC. That's THEZEBRA.com/KFC. Let's talk to Adam22. What's good?
Chilling, man. That girl just sent me a screenshot. She made 60,000 in the last couple days, so I'm a little jealous. You
All
know?
right, let's get right into it. We got Adam22 from the No Jumper podcast, who lit the fucking internet on fire the last 48 hours. I mean, you have had several big moments in your podcasting career, but has this been the most viral?
It feels like it right now. It's definitely the one that the Barstool universe has embraced the most.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something to be thankful for, you know?
Yep, for sure. So Celina has been on the show a couple times. Is this Aliza's first
Right.
time? She showed up for the first time and just let it fucking rip?
Yeah, I mean, Celina was scheduled to be on, and she had a friend with her, and the friend, you know, had the glazed over, googly-eyed look that you saw on the podcast, I guess.
Yep.
And but I had no idea she was going to be talking on there, and Celina was so like gleeful to bring her into that environment to have her share the story.
You got your Barbara Walters on, man. You had your interview hat on. You were like, and tell me more. And how did that feel? And so exactly what happened? I mean, bravo, dude.
Well, I appreciate it. But the reason why I was so concerned about exactly what the physical effect of swallowing 7 nuts might be was because previously I did an interview with a porn star girl who told me that she swallowed like 8 nuts and she got like an insane stomach bacterial infection of sorts. So I was kind of concerned that might have happened to her.
I mean, so
know?
you're telling me, I mean, one of my favorite urban legends of all time is that Lil' Kim needed to get her stomach pumped when she was on tour with Bad Boy. So you're saying it might be real. It could
When
potentially
I was a kid,
be
it was
thing.
Britney Spears.
Oh, wow.
really?
Interesting. But who was she blowing? Like, it made sense
I
that,
don't know.
that
I
Lil'
just
Kim
remember-
was on tour with, like, all these rappers. Who would Britney be?
I didn't know the rapper part of it.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
know the tour part of it. I thought it was just Lil' Kim needed her stomach pumped.
Which it could have just
But
been like
I'm
an
pretty-
average Tuesday night. Who knows?
You can like Google this and find that that's like one of the most enduring urban legends, and that the person who's like the target of it is constantly sort of in flux. So but I mean, these girls are out here really doing it, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, so was there any thought that maybe this is not true, or is this like this girl, she just has no reason to lie and she's just spitting facts? Because it really hasn't been confirmed, but it's not like anyone in the Suns is going to step up and be like, yeah, I was there. But I believe her. I don't know why. I just trust this girl.
I mean, she named and shamed the team and then the specific players, and even started to dig into like the order that they went in. That's kind of like why this podcast, normally we don't do them live, but we did this one live because it just seemed like, you know, well, I don't know why we did it live, but thank God we did, because it would have been at least a little bit of a decision on whether we could air it or not. But
dude, we do a show that we always pre-record, and one time when Facebook Live first was a thing, we went live with a guest who she ordinarily wasn't in the mix with us, ended up making some like racist jokes, and like it was the one and only time we were live.
She got fired in about 3 hours.
Totally fucked her. We always still feel so bad about that, but in this case, you must have been like, well, let's fucking go. Can't do anything about it now.
yeah, I did a podcast back in the day where I had this 65-year-old dude who was like viral on Twitter, and he was like a used Honda salesman, and he just straight dropped the hard R in the middle of the podcast, and I just had to deal with it. I was like, I probably would have removed it in that case, because I would have kind of felt bad about the fact, because this guy lost his job and shit for saying it.
It's tough.
But
What do you
yeah,
think you would have done if this was pre-recorded? Do you think you would have aired it?
Yeah, probably, because I mean, everybody's got stories about Trey Songz anyway and how creepy he is. So I mean, I don't really feel bad about encouraging that. And you know, she really didn't name names on the podcast.
That's the
She
thing.
just
It was
confirmed
only in the comments. So you actually, you know, it's all on her.
But the follow up to this girl's whole story is that, so she got fired from her job, and that was one of the main shocking things, is that she's saying, I work as a CPA. And so I'm immediately envisioning like the guy who has to sit across from her in the office thinking about this all day, you know?
This girl, Aliza, is a certified public accountant.
But then the thing is that I got hit up last night, and I was informed that she got fired and she got disowned by her parents. And it turns out that she was working for her dad, and her family is Mormon.
I shouldn't laugh, but I mean,
that's actually a recipe for like if you were to create in a lab a girl who might blow 7 basketball players in a hotel room.
It's that one.
It's a Mormon childhood for sure.
Mormon childhood. Father's like an accountant. I mean, like just the most repressed girl ever who just wants to let it rip. But I mean, at the same time, you said that she made 60 grand in a couple days. So I mean, I'd probably take that trade off.
I mean, she doesn't seem upset at all. When I saw the text messages were her talking about her family disowning him, she literally said like, tell Adam I don't give a fuck about him talking about my stupid fucking parents. like she's angry at her parents for like having this reaction. But as soon as I heard the Mormon thing, I'm like how is this supposed to go any other way?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was funny. I did my video on 1 Minute Man on it, and I was letting it fly and kind of poking fun and making, calling some names. And I was like, I don't know if these girls are gonna like me or whatever. And then Celina DM'd me and she's like, yo, can you tag me on that, please? And I was like, okay, all right. We're all just chasing clout.
Celina DM'd me a picture of you and said, is this Ben Shapiro?
Oh shit! And you know what? And so she wins.
Hang on. That's racist.
That's fucking racist. Not all white people look. Wow, that is maybe. I've heard it all.
Yeah.
I've got the most internet hate in the world, but that might be the worst burn I've ever felt.
Ben Shapiro.
I'm gonna have to change my whole fucking look, man. Shit.
She saw me. I think she got confused because she saw me tweeting about Ben Shapiro because like that is the one thing that I would kill for right now is to have Ben Shapiro just somehow react to that video because I seen him responding to the Cardi B video and I would just love to see his take on this, like for him to take it really seriously and tell us why it's bad.
I reached out to him after the WAP shit and I was like, come on the podcast if you'd love to. I don't even know if he ended up reading the DMs, but I would love to get Ben Shapiro in here.
Yeah.
I just made the promise to myself to not get political, but I'm like, let's get Ben Shapiro in here. Man, Ben Shapiro, that's a tough one, dude.
That's good though, right? You probably never heard that before.
No, never. That's a new one. At least shout out to Celina. She's keeping it original.
Yeah.
So what else is good? I mean, No Jumper. I feel like, we all at Barstool, we've been pushing the envelope forever, but even in recent years, things have gotten a little bit more corporate and we've kind of had to play it, more's on the line, whatever. No Jumper is one of the last podcasts out there that is just fucking wild. I mean, do you have a line that like you wouldn't cross or a guest that you wouldn't talk to or something you wouldn't say, or you just like, let's fucking go Wild Wild West style?
I had Milo back in the day, and I felt like that was a huge thing that sort of like made me realize that maybe you don't want to be under there's a huge liability associated with getting too political.
Right.
And for me, it's like I'm not hugely, I read a lot about politics, but I'm not like really trying to have my platform be about that. So I feel like that's probably the main thing I could like. If I were to have Ben Shapiro on, I feel like would be the thing that would like piss people off maybe more than anybody, that I would be promoting sort of right-wing ideology, which I don't really have any interest in that anyway. So it's like that's something I kind of try to avoid, is just anything that gets super political. I mean, like 9 times out of 10 when I'm doing an interview, it's like a underground up-and-coming rapper or an old-school rapper. Like we do vast majority of our stuff at this point is just rappers with a little bit of like Instagram comedians and porn stars and whatnot. So I don't know. I mean, this thing was like the most out of control thing. Like our podcast used to be a lot more crazy when it was in the back of my bike shop, which we shut down like 6 months ago. And back then it was really crazy because people would just be showing up and just coming on the live stream. And like, we didn't even really have that much control over what was happening in a sense.
Yeah. Like when someone fucking storms in the place with a gun.
Right. So that sort of changed my mentality at least a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, that was that clip where like in the beginning, you're kind of laughing and like think it's a joke maybe is one of the wildest clips I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, that was a weird one too, because I felt like I was so inundated by people who thought that I faked it for clout. And then it actually turned out that the guy had a fake gun. It was a fake gun. And I'm pretty sure he was like completely fucked up on drugs. And I ended up figuring out what his Instagram was. And I saw that he had messaged me like 20 times and I had never seen it or anything like that.
Oh, you had like a stand situation.
Yeah, that's like a stalker. Like that wasn't just like a stick up. That was like he had a problem with you.
I don't know. I think honestly, like he was probably just so out of his mind that he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Cause I seen him in court afterwards with his dad, this fucking Filipino kid. Cause I actually went to one of the court dates they told me that I had to go to. And then nothing happened, and I never heard about it after that ever again. But it was crazy seeing him with his dad, and his dad looking all disappointed in him and shit.
I bet. Yeah. That's not. I mean, what would you rather have? A son who's running around trying to rob people, or a daughter who's blowing 7 sons?
Right, because I got a daughter coming in like 2 months, and I keep thinking, like, if my daughter was like 13, how would I explain what I'm currently dealing with to her if she was like adult enough to sort of understand?
I think about it all the time. I'm like, I hope my kids can't. I'm gonna make sure my kids can't read, so they don't read my blogs, and I hope they never find podcasts. Hopefully, it's all worth it in the end. How's that going? Lena the plug now, Lena the mom. I mean, you guys are, you're a wild couple, and now it's gonna be, parenthood. It's got to be a big switch for you.
Huge split that's going to be in our life, because me and her are just getting deeper and deeper into the porn game. We're about to start something new that I can't 100% divulge the information about. But I mean, it's like that division in my life where there's like the family time, and then there's the fucking on camera time. And then, I mean, I guess there's the rapper podcast time. It's like, they're just going to have to be in their own fucking worlds. Like, I'm thinking we might just get another house and just have like the family house.
Yeah.
Porn house. Like, I mean, the OnlyFans money is like that. Like, I might really be able to have 2 houses. That feels kind of crazy.
I was gonna say, listen, there's some hoops and hurdles you're gonna have to get through, but if you've got 2 house money, it's worth it.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, and it's weird too to have like, I'm killing myself out here, and my girl's making more money off OnlyFans than I am doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. I'm like, at some point I was gonna have to figure out how to start getting this bag too.
Was there like a tipping point for you where you were like, all right, like I'll fuck on camera? Was that ever a thing where you didn't want to do it, or you were down from the beginning?
Well, yeah, it was kind of like early on, because I don't drink or do drugs anymore. But like that, up until a couple of years ago, me and my girl would be like going to the club, have a bunch of drinks, meet some girl. We'd end up like filming it, and then in the morning, like reviewing the footage, just like holy shit. And then like slowly, that just sort of like warmed me up to it, like doing it when you're not really thinking about it being public, all the way through to the point where you like have a camera crew and there's like a camera dude and he's looking you in the eyes while there's girls getting
that's
head
a
and
big
shit.
difference, man. And you got to be confident in your dick game too. That's no joke.
Yeah, I mean, the craziest experience I ever had, to be honest, was Riley Reid. My girl got Riley Reid and like 3 other girls, and their idea was that I was going to wear an Easter Bunny costume, and they were going to all fuck me while I was wearing the Easter Bunny costume. So picture like getting head from like 4 girls at the same time, but you've got the Easter Bunny head on, so you can't see anything. That was the weirdest moment of my life. Just like it probably looked so good, but I can't see anything. I went and watched the video after, and it was amazing because I felt like it wasn't even me. Like I wasn't even there for this.
Yeah,
that is fucking hilarious.
That name has changed.
What was it? An Easter video? Was there a reason you dressed like?
It was April. It was Easter
April.
themed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I thought you were gonna be like, nah, it's just December.
We did do a Santa one too, but I could see in the Santa costume.
Look at you, man, changing the whole fucking game. What's good on the rap front? Anybody else? Like anybody? I know you were. You're kind of known for putting on XXX and 6ix9ine, Lil Yachty. Any other like big names or people you feel like are about to pop that No Jumper kind of found?
I mean, I'm just having a good time with a lot of the Detroit stuff out there right now. I think you should really listen to this rapper, Rio de Young OG. And there's another guy named Icewear Vezo. And there's just like a whole crazy ass movement coming out of Detroit right now with like a lot of good music. So that's something that I'm partial to right now on a personal level.
Who was that you were cooking coke with the other day?
That was a wild video.
Yeah. YG actually hit me up and said, hey, I want you to do a vlog in the projects with my new artist, this kid D3. And so I pull up and they're like, hey, we're gonna cook crack. And I was like,
okie dokie.
All right, I guess I'm gonna put it on my Snapchat story. And I can't confirm whether or not it was actually crack cocaine being cooked, but something was going on.
Yeah, listen, that's good for the streets, right? That's good for the street cred. That's some wild shit, though. Do you feel like you have to keep your like your recommendation or like your seal of approval for a rapper kind of like tight? Because I'd imagine, if you get the No Jumper, seal of approval, it means something, but it's also got to be tough. It's like you come on the show and you're boys and thanks for coming, and then you're going to be like, you're not that, I'm not putting you on.
Yeah. I mean, I have people trying to pay me all the time for interviews, and I've just always said no. I mean, for me, it's like I try to just keep the no jumper side of things, especially, you know, it's kind of a relief thinking that me and my girl are getting fully deeper into the OnlyFans game, because it's like then I can kind of keep no jumper more pure and not have any like corporate interests sort of like swaying who I'm talking to and stuff. I know a lot of times, sometimes people are like, you know, you interviewed this dude who has 10,000 followers. You obviously got paid for that. But I mean, even if I'm wrong, it's always at least me trying to do my best job at estimating who's going to be relevant early on in their career, you know?
Yeah, man. Is No Jumper, have you found like advertisers who are cool with you just like letting it rip, or is it more of like a subscription thing, or, you know, are you using that to make money in other ways, or is there direct ad dollars?
Yeah, no, we do ads here and there, a lot of like weed stuff, a lot of you know, the dick pill thing. I mean, that's been one of the bigger ones for us. But yeah, I mean, we don't like, the vast majority of our income comes either from YouTube and Snapchat, and then also like we get like people, we do these live streams where people donate for us to listen to their music, and that is, I mean, I've honestly made like over the past couple of years, I've made millions of dollars off of people just paying us $100 to listen to their songs. So I mean,
what are you saying right now?
A couple million just to listen, like nothing else. You just listen. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to, you know, whatever. Is it on the stream though, so they'll get some sort of exposure? Okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we like. We talk about it. We'll like review it, whatever. People screen record it. They put it on their OnlyFans, or excuse me, on their Instagram, whatever. But I mean, and the thing that, I mean, we've have done nights where we made $10,000 or $20,000 playing people's songs like over and over. Like we've done that like 100, 200 times.
We gotta switch up the script. We gotta figure out a way to get this kind of money.
I would like to officially announce I will play whatever fucking song you want.
We should do this with podcasts. We'll listen to like your podcast segment. He's the music guy. We'll be the podcast guy. That's fucking brilliant, man. And you're making millions. You got this full head of hair now. You got a kid on the way. You're fucking for money. I mean, just living, dude. Just living.
I'm just trying to keep it going, you know, whatever we can do.
You like to play poker too?
Oh man, yeah, I'm obsessed with poker. That because Nate, I was supposed to be on, or he mentioned me doing the poker podcast with him at a certain point. That's actually, it's like a daily battle for me to like go and do these interviews when a big part of my brain is just addicted to sitting on the computer playing poker and like having to sort of take my attention away from that to go do the stuff that people actually want to see from me.
Right. What did we say it was today? It was poker porn, and there was another P that he does.
Poker porn podcast.
Poker porn and podcast.
That's
triple
P.
The 3 Ps, dude. It's you might be the most modern like income earner I fucking know. Like the various ways you're making money are on the cutting edge. I've never even heard of this live stream thing.
No,
you know, and you're at the forefront of OnlyFans. Like you are on your fucking hustle, dude.
Dude, I just want to say, Barstool exclusive, that I plan on taking the porn OnlyFans world and the podcast world, and I am right now working on creating the greatest merger of those two categories. And this is going to be a fucking the content that we are working on producing right now that combines those two genres is I think is gonna be the biggest thing I've ever been involved with. So I'm extremely excited.
That's unbelievable, dude. I would like to get in on that. If you want to send me an Easter Bunny head and Riley Reid, and maybe we can do some of that, I'm down. All right.
Hey, I feel like Riley Reid might like you guys. I could actually have a talk with her about that for sure.
Please do, sir.
I would love that. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Riley, there we go. Riley is like
she's your one.
She's my one.
She's the one.
I'm a big Riley Reid fan.
All right, man.
Yeah, she's a class act.
We appreciate it. Adam22 on social. No Jumpers, the podcast, the live streams, the OnlyFans. Lena, the mom, is his wife. So are you getting married, or are you guys just gonna date?
Yeah, we kind of ended up doing the baby thing before we really discussed the marriage thing too much. So I guess I got to try to pick a point where I can try to fit that into the schedule, I guess. Right?
Well, congrats on all of it, dude. Thanks for the time.
I appreciate you so much. Shout out Barstool. Shout out you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, bro. Have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Nick, a little bit of a different story than your Easter Bunny experience, huh?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I was thinking about that the entire time.
The whole time I was thinking about Nick getting blown by Riley Reid.
Bro, if I got my dick sucked by Riley Reid and I didn't see it, I would be upset.
If I got to watch it on video afterwards, I would probably make up for it.
Yeah, probably.
I think I would trade Riley Reid and 4 other girls, and then I get to watch it afterwards. That's a good one. What would you rather?
Yeah.
Would you rather just get a blowjob from Riley Reid with your normal head, or an Easter Bunny head and you have to watch it after?
I want Riley Reid to just do it herself. I mean, she's a professional.
Well, I'm sure the girls she brought were pretty well versed in that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well.
That's true. But she's
Riley Reid. seal of like stamp of guarantee, the G word. You threw it on the Bruins the other day. I guarantee Riley Reid will make an appearance on this podcast at some point.
I agree with that.
And it will be if Riley Reid blew me, I would probably kill myself afterwards. It's just it's literally all downhill. Right?
She's so fucking hot. She's so fucking
Who would you
hot.
rather get a blowjob from? I guess like Heather Harmon.
No.
Heather Brooke.
No.
No.
Not even for the nostalgia. Riley Reid.
Yeah.
It's Riley Reid.
She's a fucking rocket.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm going to look at her Twitter right now.
All right. Last interview of the day. Natasha Leggero's on the show. She's promoting her new Netflix show with a bunch of our favorite guys. So let's get to it. Let's do it. We got Natasha Leggero on the show. Leggero's on the show. I love this whole aesthetic you've got here.
Oh, thank you.
Like we basically, doing everything over Zoom, all we get to really kind of judge on is based on the background. And I would say you might be like number one on the list. This is a scene right here.
Well, I've done a lot of game shows, and I will save my money from game shows and pay for wallpaper. So.
we just interviewed Jake, and he was in a cabin that he built during a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
He built a cabin during the pandemic?
Yeah. That was an asshole move. It's like a full wooden like mini house.
It's beautiful.
Where?
In his backyard.
Such a dick.
What?
Yeah.
He said
I wasn't sure. I thought he was fucking with us at first. And he was like, yeah, I went on YouTube and I used to, work construction as a kid and I built this house. So I was like, what the fuck, man?
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was impressive. But I like yours better.
Been my wallpaper.
I like it better. I like the couch too. The white leather. It's a whole look,
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, when you say legendary glamour, I think that's what this is right here. I like it.
Okay, good. Pulling it off.
We did just wrap up with Jake, and he was talking about the cast of the new show Hoops, and he talked about how he wanted to. The cast was so important to him to make sure that everybody was top notch, and he repeatedly described you as a comedic killer. Like you are just an assassin. And I really feel like that is not only appropriate for you, but that's got to be one of like the best compliments you can be paid, right?
I mean, that's so nice. And I think that Jake has he really does have good taste because the cast is awesome. And I've been telling other people, because we've been doing more interviews, it's like, it's very unique to be able to get to be working with like all comedic people. Like no one's really an actor. It's all like, even if they don't do stand-up like Cleo, she's writing her own movies. And, it's like we all just have like comic minds. And so that's just always preferred to like actors who read lines.
Right. I mean, is it, can you tell when, like you get a role and then you see who else is involved? Are you like, oh shit, this is going to be something like different from my other project. Like this is going to be a real one.
Yeah. And I think that when you are deciding what to do, a lot of times, it's obviously the project, but then second to that, to me, is the people, because also when you're busy, sometimes you can't do everything. So it's like, do I want to be working with these people? And for this, it was definite yes. And I was saying earlier too, when I first moved to Hollywood and I would go to auditions, this is before I was a comedian, I would sit in the room and I was like, maybe this isn't what I want to do. You talk to the other actors and everyone's kind of like, whatever. And then all of a sudden one day I went on like a comedy audition and everybody was like doing bits in the waiting room. And there was like such great energy and I'm laughing hysterically. And then you go in together and you improvise. And I was like, who are these people?
Yeah,
this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So, Jake has great vision. And him and Ben created this together and they're old friends too. So I just think everything's very organic. And, everyone, we would have table reads for this every week and everyone in the cast, me, Rob Riggle, Jake, Cleo, A.D. Miles, Ron Funches, a lot of us have like known each other for decades. And so, we've just been doing shows together and that kind of thing. So it's really cool to be a part of it.
Jake was talking about being in the booth with you where he said, sometimes because you play the ex-wife, right?
Yeah, I play Shannon, his ex-wife. And it was originally pitched as sort of a Sam and Diane situation where like, they kind of love to hate each other. Mm-hmm. But I would say this is that plus like, my roasting persona added in because she's like so mean to him. And, you know, those relationships you have, a lot of times, you know, hopefully we get over them in high school, but, you know, just that person who you just can't quite rid yourself of.
Yeah.
Everybody's got at least one of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I was wondering how much, because he said that, you know, sometimes the line wouldn't be written so well and you would get in there and you'd really punch it up and you'd really let loose. I was wondering how much of that is things you wish you could say at home. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to take it out on this fake husband.
You know, I gotta say this, if this was pre-pandemic, I would say I'm in a very healthy relationship. But my husband, I have seen him do things that I wasn't aware of. I didn't know this was part of his personality. He is he called himself a chain chewer of Nicorette. And he is constantly has like 3 or 4 Nicorettes in his, you know, just like at all times, just with the saliva, like chomping and chomping. And then I was roasting him earlier last night.
You know, at that point, just start smoking cigarettes. If you're going to be chomping on the gum, you might as well just smoke cigs.
Well, we have a small child, so I mean, I'm glad he's not doing that, but I am debating convincing him to start vaping again.
Nicorette gives you a good zoom. Nicorette, like, sends you flying. You buzz good.
The vaping is great. It's not, I think that now all of the research is being put into like a vaccine. So people have kind of stopped doing the vape research, which I would really like more info on, because I would love for him to stop chewing in bed.
The vaping as a whole is like one of the crazy, like, we all just started smoking electronic cigarettes. There's no way, like a healthy alternative to tobacco. No shot. There's no shot that's better for you than tobacco.
I know. And then my husband also does this thing that I didn't even know was a thing, where after he eats a snack, like a big thing of popcorn, he then was drinking the dust. And I'm sure you guys, I've never seen anyone do that. And
sorry.
For a long time.
You're missing out. It's like the best part.
No, I've seen that shit ever since elementary school. People like drinking all the sugar at the bottom of like a Sour Patch Kids. Those people are all in jail. I saw a kid.
He's sober, so he loves that kind of candy. So I'm sure he does it with that too.
One time when I was like 7 years old, I watched a kid snort that. Like, we were children. We didn't even really know what snorting things was. And he's like, I'm just going to fucking bang down a rail of Pixie Sticks right now real quick.
Boys will be
drinking
boys.
With the dust in bed, that just took it to a new level. So what was the question? I forgot.
I don't even know.
I think it had to do with, is it like my relationship?
Not like it, but just 2 parts. The things you wish you could say come out.
Exactly.
I mean, you got an interesting relationship with Moshe Kasher, who I'm fascinated by comedic couples, because I think, you know, comedians are, you know, you guys are all weirdos. You're all nuts. And your minds are always, especially you, being so, you know, in so many roasts. Like, I just feel like you're constantly like thinking about one-upping each other. Are you constantly joking, cracking jokes at each other? Or is it one of those things like we leave work at home and when we're, you know, you're hanging out eating dinner, you're not in comic mode?
I think it's a mix. I think, you know, it's nice to have someone who's always there that you can say the darkest thing to and they'll laugh.
Absolutely.
But then I would say that is probably mixed with a lot of nagging and a lot of, you know, discussions about a lot of requests, maybe a little mansplaining of how he wants things to be done, and you know, a little nagging of how I want things to be done. You know, it's like you got a roommate, and now it's like he used to be on the road for 5 days here and there, and now that none of that. I mean, I don't think it's healthy for couples to not leave the house. So, you know, I definitely think this pandemic is a trying time for all the different levels. I think single people have their own unique things they need to get through. Like, the positives are you all of a sudden have more time to, you know, I know there's a lot of people out there who are essential workers and they're like the real heroes of all of this, but you know, people who are single going through this, not being able to touch anyone, people who are in the beginning of a relationship and now really getting to know people like me with kids who now I don't have any help. So I'm like, I was never expecting to be a full-time mom.
I mean,
I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, seriously, if you were not, that was not your plan, and you get thrust into that, that is a motherfucker. That is no joke.
But it does come with the territory, you know? So I'm kind of doing this on my own right now. And obviously it's hard for me to finish my creative things that I'm doing. And my husband's working full time now, writing on a show on Zoom. So, you know, I'm constantly trying to figure it out and also debating how important it is for me to not get the coronavirus.
Let me just weigh the risks here, the pros and cons. Has there been a change in your comedic style as you became a mom? Is that something that changes? I mean, I know a lot of things, motherhood can change a lot, but is your comedic style or your sense of humor changed at all?
Well, in terms of my sense of humor, I used to always pitch dead baby jokes. And I remember there would always be like older people in the room or producers, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. And I would always be like, why? What are you afraid of? But like, I don't really think that's funny anymore either.
Right.
What is with that? What was with the pandemic of dead baby jokes? Like when we were in high school, it's all we said to each other. Just
I know.
Dead baby jokes.
I know. And I was always thinking it was so funny. Oh yeah, that baby should like drown in a well. That would be hilarious. And like, I do kind of get as the world becomes more dark and as I have become a mother and all of a sudden your main job on this earth has become to like protect this innocent angel who is, this like font of positivity that doesn't know who Trump is. So it's such a special thing to even be able to be around these people. So, I'm really happy about that. But has it changed my comedy? For sure, because, as a comedian, at least the kind of comedy I do, I'm responding and reacting to what's happening to me. And so becoming a mother with this particular person too, it's like, it's kind of fraught with, it is kind of all I think about. So most of my new material, at least before this happened, was all about being mom. And how I'm dealing with it in this very particular, I froze my eggs when I was 37 and then I had a baby at 42. So, my life was already very established and, and I think there are more and more people like me who are kind of waiting. My mom had her 3 kids when she was 23. And I think, now it's like, and she hadn't really discovered herself or figured out anything what she wanted from life. She was, the kids become your life. But for people like me, who your life is already this thing, and now you're having a baby to fit into your life, it doesn't always fit how you want. So it's definitely an area that I've, find very stimulating for comedy.
We this podcast, like the first like big moment we had, somebody called up the show and said, "Would you put a baby in a microwave for just 1 second?" Just 1 second. It can't possibly do anything for $10,000. And, at the time we're all like, yeah, I mean, 1 second doesn't do anything. You can't cook anything. And then I had a kid and I was like, all right, I don't know if I can do this joke anymore. I mean, it was like everyone.
Also, like, you kind of got
microwave. And I was like,
and it's just not worth it.
Yeah. The roasting is kind of such a unique thing there's certain people in the industry though, who like, it's just they're, I guess, is it like it just clicks for you? Are you just like when you see people, we work with a guy who's he does battle rap and he's the nicest guy in the world, but he says he's always just kind of looking at people and like undressing them and figuring out what exactly he would say. Does your mind kind of just work like in roast mode?
Yeah, and it is an issue because I'm sure it's a glitch. I mean, it's probably not a healthy thing. Like if I do my job right with my kid, she won't be like that.
Right.
So, it's not something I strive for my child, but it is definitely something that I see that a lot of comedians have, which is like, maybe if I had to psychoanalyze myself, it's from having like, a dark feeling when you're young and you think everything's great. And then all of a sudden you realize it's not and your innocence is taken away. And so now as you go through life, you're just like always able to see like, what's the darkest thing that can happen? What's the craziest thing that would be like funny and also you are really critical of people around you, or at least I am. So I try to not go too hard on people, especially if it's things they can't control. But, for comedy's sake, sometimes it's fun.
Are you typically outwardly critical of people, or you just say it in your head? Like on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, that's one of the downsides of being married to a comedian, because you say it to them. But yeah, I try to, especially now, I'm trying to be positive. Obviously, this is like a really hard time for people, and I have it better than so many people. Being able to quarantine is a luxury, and obviously it's boring and stifling, but at the same time, I'm able to stay safe, and a lot of people are risking their lives. So I'm just trying to really keep that into perspective. And also I'm just like completely enamored with this younger generation, like the people who are out there fighting for Black Lives Matter, and the people who are, hopefully going to be my kids' generation fighting for the environment. This is a very inspiring, I feel like my generation is a little more apathetic. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I'm really excited for it. So I try to not like talk shit on them too much.
Well, I was going to say that is probably kind of like a hot take, in the sense that I think most of the time people are making fun of like the TikTok and like that element of their generation, but they probably are, there's probably a lot more good than bad, but I don't think it's anybody ever wants to admit that. Everybody thinks, their generation is smarter, better.
What do you think was out there? Like when you look at these aerial shots of Hollywood Boulevard during a pandemic, and all of these like young people out there fighting for the rights of, their friends and their community, I think that's just so powerful. Like I wasn't really willing to risk my life with my child,
that's a tough moment. I had that where I was like walking home from work, and there was like a march going on, and I was just like, I think I'm just going to go home, but I feel like a real piece of shit about it, at least.
My husband begged me to go, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's the right thing to do with our family. And, it was, but anyway, the point is like, those were generally young people, I think. And I think that it's just so inspiring.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of anything. And that's probably because I've lived like such a charmed life, but it was like nothing that I would protest for or rally for. I was like, I'm just going to watch from a distance, but because I'm probably lucky enough to do just that, right?
Yeah, I just think that, as the world becomes a little more dire, perspectives shift and change. And, now I'm doing a show where I make fun of houses. So, so that's actually like, that feels like a safe area.
Yeah, you get canceled for that. I think you're good in that department, right?
Well, it's always challenging, but
do you think if you were doing like your brand of comedy and some of like the crazy roast shit now, do you think you would be kind of in hot water with the way the landscape of comedy has shifted? Like, would you still have let it fly as much as you used to if it was all happening under this like atmosphere?
Well, I mean, you kind of got to see like there aren't any roasts happening right now, and like, it's maybe everyone's just taking a beat. I don't know. I mean, personally, I think it's just a personal thing, and like for me, I always felt a little strange doing the roasts, because a lot of times you have to like make fun of people who are like way more famous than you that you've never even met, so it is kind of like a little more of a sport almost.
Right. Well, I feel like in the beginning, like roasts originally, I feel like it was a panel of, the friends and family of the person on the dais. And then it just became a thing like, she's really good at it, so we're just going to keep inviting her back. And, like those people, when they don't know you, they've got to be like, fuck you. Right? Like, and even afterwards, I'm sure they shake hands, you give them a hug, they get it. They have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
But they also can't like that when it's coming from someone they don't know. Right.
That's the thing. And then once I had a kid, I was like, I don't know because the problem with the roast is you don't just get to do it. You have to receive it. And so like, you know, I was having a kid and I was in my 40s and I was like, oh my God, they're going to like make fun of my baby. And you know, I don't know. I just started to get like really protective. And
Right.
so now I just, you know, roast people behind closed doors.
Like the rest of us, just like normal people. So now you got hoops. And Jake had kind of said, you know, stereotypically people say it's easier work. You just get in the booth and you record and get your money, which I do believe is kind of the perception from like a fan's point of view. Like it's much easier or less work. What do you think on that? Is it easier? Is it harder? Is it something you enjoy?
To do animated?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's like one of the best gigs you can have,
Yeah.
especially this one because it was already funny. And then they added like all these amazing actors, comedic actors, and, you know, the cast. And what was really great about Jake and Ben is they were so involved. A lot of times you just go in this like booth and you're all by yourself and someone's just reading it and you're trying to manufacture the energy and the connection. But Jake was like always in the room. And all my scenes are with him. So I feel like, you know, it just makes it 30% better. And so that was, you know, that was great. And yeah, I mean, it's an awesome job. It's so fun. And, you know, then someone else does the brilliant work of animating you and turning that into something that you would have never even thought of. So it's like, you're really taking the best of what everything has to offer. And it's such a collaboration. And, you know, for me, I love collaborating and that's kind of my favorite thing to do. So I'm really happy.
What do you think brought on? I feel like we're living in the age of like the R-rated comedy. I can't remember them as a kid, maybe because I was a kid. I didn't watch them.
You mean cartoon, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm an R-rated cartoon. What do you think like brought on that?
Well, I guess it was kind of like the adult cartoon. I guess South Park is an adult cartoon, right?
That's true.
It's not really for kids because it's satire. So I don't know. I mean, I find those guys brilliant. And Book of Mormon is also like one of my favorite things I've ever seen. And I think that they're probably at the forefront of it without really thinking about it. You know,
that's
this
true.
is just
Yeah, I'm not anti South Park. It never really grabbed me as much. Book of Mormon I actually didn't love. I was hungover in 17 when I saw it, so that probably
you didn't love it.
I remember I saw it in Providence. It had in Rhode Island. It had already had like tons of success on Broadway, and I went and I remember like just getting dressed in the mornings. We saw a matinee, and my mom yelling at me, and I was like, I'd been at a party the night before, and I was just like.
How old are you? Are you like 17 or something?
I was at the time. I think I was probably, I forget exactly what age I was, but I think I was too young to drink, but was hungover. I'm 31 now, so it was a while ago. But
how you view something is everything. Like I saw it on Broadway with Andrew Reynolds and Josh Gad, and it was just like it. And I got a front row seat by myself. Like it was the only seat left, and so I just had like I just didn't know that you could be that subversive in Broadway, on Broadway. So, you know, I just thought that was so cool. But yeah, I think South Park maybe started it. And, you know, maybe it does feel a little bit bad, like even worse than R-rated when you see cartoons, you know, whatever. So I know, I really think people are going to respond to that element of it.
Yeah. Nick, Jesus. Jake was like, he was saying that it's going to piss off everybody. He's like, it's R-rated. Everyone gets it. Everyone gets excuse me. He's like, we're going to do, the left's going to be pissed at us. The right's going to be pissed at us. And he's like, he was like,
parents whose kids accidentally see it are going to be pissed at you.
Yeah. He was like, I just hope like people can be like, I can smoke a joint and drink a beer and just have a good time with like dick and vagina jokes.
Well, there are some of those.
Yeah, I think that's what he led with. He was like, that. In my mind, if there's any dialogue except for dick and vagina jokes, I'm going to be disappointed.
Do you feel, as a female comic, I feel like there's so much going on in comedy right now with Netflix and streaming services. As a viewer, I just start to think of it as comics. And I know for so long, it was like female comic. She's the funniest female comic, the most selling female comic. It was always kind of like a separate designation. Do you think that it's still that way? Or do you think it's like kind of everybody is just a comic now?
I mean, I think women in general are going to be coming up in all fields. You know, there aren't a lot of women directors because maybe women didn't believe they could be directors as much as men did, and they didn't go to school and they didn't learn how to do it, and they didn't put in the 30,000 hours it takes. And so I think now kids who are in high school age, I think they're going to hopefully have like a more open mind about like what they can, women, what they can go into, and that you can do whatever you want to do. Because I mean, personally, I would way rather watch a woman on stage than a man. No offense, boys, but like, I just find them more interesting, more relatable. Like when I see a movie and it's got like 5 or 6 male leads and like no women or maybe one hot chick, like I'm already out. I'm just not interested in their story. And, I think that I don't want to say women are more inherently interesting than men, but from a comedy perspective, I don't know. I'm a little more taken by that. So
you don't want to see an overweight middle-aged man sweat all over a stage? Why there's no appeal there?
I've definitely seen it before, but I think it just that women are able to. I just want to be there to support the idea that women can do anything and everything, and that we are going to start enrolling in the programs and becoming directors and becoming. Women are already doing a lot of producing, and they're so much better at it. No offense, but like,
no, none taken. You're correct. You're 100% right.
No, but the more women that are involved, like I found in projects I've worked in, the women are always the best communicators, and they're the best getting what you want from the network. And they're, I just think that, now I forgot what the original question was. Are there?
I just think, you're kind of one of the OGs, and you've been doing it for so long. And I can remember a time where like those roast panels, it was all dudes and mostly, just you or maybe one other. And so, I feel like you kind of did pave the way, at least for this new, the new modern generation. So I was wondering.
The more women that are in charge and the more women that are writing projects, the better, because they will have more women involved. When men are doing things, they're like, okay, well, we need to have a woman on this show. And so, I've often been, all through starting stand-up. It's like, okay, and then we got to have a woman. Okay, you're the woman. And there was always like one woman, one person of color, and then it was like all white men. And so I think that, that's just shifting. And the more diverse, this is hard saying this to 2 white guys, but the more diverse things can become at the top, the more it will just kind of trickle down. So that's why I'm very pro women becoming writers and directors and producers and creating and studio heads and like, just kind of opening it up to tell those stories, the stories that haven't been told. So
yeah, as 2 white guys, we know we had a pretty good run. We've had it pretty good. So no,
you had a good run. It's over. There's still going to be some drippings for you always. You guys are going to be okay.
All right. Well, the new show is Hoops. It's out on Netflix August 21st. We thank you so much for the time and good luck. And your baby's beautiful.
Oh, thank you guys. And hey, you started it with the woman stuff. So,
I opened up the door, you walk through it. I get it.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Natasha.
Bye.